Asman couldn't even meet the standards of women. Yeah, I mean, he would be the first to say, oh, yeah, that's why I'm not serving. That's why I'm serving my country by being a Twitch streamer.
Physically capable of doing what is necessary under fire. You know, this is the only standard you would want for your kids and for your grandkids. So for the past 8 months, we've gotten a good look under the hood of our officer corps. We've done our best to thoroughly assess the human terrain.
Ooh.
We've had to make trade-offs and some difficult decisions. It's more of an art than a science. We have been and will continue to be judicious, but also expeditious. The new compass heading is clear. Out with the Shirellis, the Mackenzies, and the Millies, and in with the Stockdales, the Schwarzkopfs, and the Pattons. More leadership changes will be made, of that I'm certain. Not because we want to, but because we must. Once again, this is life and death. The sooner we have the right people, the sooner we can advance the right policies. Personnel is policy. But I look out at this group.
Why did they film this? Why do you think? Because this is not for the generals. This is for the general public. This is for the Asmongolds. This is for the couch potatoes who will never serve, but have developed this like false notion in their minds that the motherfucking U.S. military has been brain broken by woke. These are the people who looked at Mark Milley, okay, saying, of course he's Red Mao. He must understand the enemy, and went, oh my God, he's a woke transgender, Marks Milley. We have to fire him. That's who this is for. These guys are so fucking stupid. They literally think that the American military was like running around being like, yeah, we just got to be woke now. We have to be woke. It's so fucking stupid. This one general is all of us during that rambling Trump speech. No, because he's a woke general. That's why he's like, no. Logs, I have a question. I literally disagree with everything this man has ever said, him and Trump, and I am with you on so many things, but what's the problem with having gender-neutral physical tests? Genuine question. I don't even have an issue with the gender-neutral tests or whatever. Ironically enough, I think the reason why they've lowered the standards for testing is literally because for certain positions you have gender-neutral tests, for the record, number one. Number two, the reason why they've even lowered restrictions or lower standards is because they were facing a fucking recruitment crisis. Okay? That was it. That was the reason why they were lowering standards. Did you watch the Ben Shapiro video made about you yesterday encouraging violence? Guys like this only fucking live the world through drama, I think. No, man. I didn't respond to Ben Shabibo. Why the fuck would I respond to Ben Shabibo? Irrelevant. Who gives a shit about Ben Shabibo and the big 2025? They actually raised standards, but we still have recruitment issues. I don't know why. No, the reason why the standards were lowered initially was because of recruitment problems. But Pete Hegseth and many other fucking couch potatoes think that, armchair generals think that if they actually make the military strong in its optics, that more people will want to join or some shit.
And I see great Americans. Leaders who have given decades to our great republic at great sacrifice to yourselves and to your families. But if the words I'm speaking today are making your heart sink, then you should do the honorable thing and resign. We would thank you for your service.
Oh my God.
But I suspect, I know, the overwhelming majority of you feel the opposite. These words make your hearts full. You love the War Department because you love what you do, the profession of arms. You are hereby liberated to be an apolitical, hard-charging, no-nonsense, constitutional leader that you joined the military to be. Truth be told, for the most part, we don't need new standards. We just need to reestablish a culture where enforcing standards is possible. And that's why today, at my direction, I'm issuing new policies that will
Minimum score already didn't matter in many infantry units. If you didn't have at least 270 PT score in my unit, you were shitbag. I think the reason why these guys are doing this is twofold. Number one, it's to say, my way or the highway. You need to be loyal to the administration first and foremost, right? And the other reason is because they want to communicate to the rest of the country, like the military is hard-dicked again, you know, like it used to be or whatever. Ironically enough, the American military, when it was the most successful, was obviously when they had a mandatory draft and they did not have the same fucking standards at all, World War II. And ever since then, regardless of whether standards have increased or decreased, the American military has not really fought a war to win a war. They've fought a war to continue it so that the military-industrial complex makes more money. So do with that information what you will. But like I said, a lot of the back and forth here is purely for the optics, for the aesthetics, to make it seem as though these guys are, you know, working at the behest of a important cause to make the military strong again, that sort of thing. But I think it's a failure on both fronts because this kind of discontent will piss off some of the lifelong career generals. A lot of them, as a matter of fact, getting talked down by like a National Guard dipshit, a drunk rapist himself. And then the other ones, there will be rats who are loyal to the admin, who recognize that this is an opportunity for career advancement, and they'll start shanking one another. Okay? This will, ironically, I think, lower military readiness. But what do I know?
Overhaul the IG, EO, and MEO processes. I call it the no more walking on eggshells policy. We are liberating commanders and NCOs. We are liberating you. We are overhauling an inspector general process, the IG, that has been weaponized, putting complainers, ideologues, and poor performers in the driver's seat. We're doing the same with the equal opportunity and military equal opportunity policies, the EO and MEO at our department. No more frivolous complaints, no more anonymous complaints, no more repeat complainants, no more smearing reputations, no more endless waiting, no more legal limbo, no more sidetracking careers, no more walking on eggshells. Of course, being a racist has been illegal in our formation since 1948. The same goes for sexual harassment.
Has the military abided by those standards? I don't know, man. I don't think so. But also, I feel like, especially on the sexual harassment and sexual violence front, that definitely doesn't feel like like it's been the case. Rape stocks in the military skyrocketing. Also, where is he going to go from here? Let's see.
Both are wrong and illegal. Those kinds of infractions will be ruthlessly enforced. But telling someone to shave or get a haircut or to get in shape or to fix their uniform or to show up on time or to work hard, that's exactly the kind of discrimination we want. We are not civilians. You are not civilians. You are set apart for a distinct purpose. So we, as a department, need to stop acting and thinking like civilians and get back to basics. and put the power back in the hands of commanders and NCOs. On the topic of standards, allow me a few words to talk about toxic leaders. Upholding and demanding high standards is not toxic. Enforcing high standards, not toxic leadership. Leading warfighters toward the goals of high, gender-neutral, and uncompromising standards in order to forge a cohesive, formidable, and lethal Department of War is not toxic. It is our duty, consistent with our constitutional oath. Real toxic leadership is endangering subordinates with low standards. Real toxic leadership is promoting people based on immutable characteristics or quotas instead of based on merit. Real toxic leadership is promoting destructive ideologies that are an anathema to the Constitution and the laws of nature and nature's God, as Thomas Jefferson wrote in the Declaration of Independence. The definition of toxic has been turned upside down, and we're correcting that. That's why today, at my direction, we're undertaking a full review of the department's definitions of so-called toxic leadership, bullying, and hazing, to empower leaders to enforce.
Oh my God. So-called toxic leadership like bullying and hazing, we're bringing it back? What the fuck? Like, at what point did this not exist in the American military? Am I crazy? I feel like regardless of the standards, like this has always been the case, right? Very strange. Hold on.
Standards without fear of retribution or second guessing. Of course, you can't do like nasty bullying and hazing. We're talking about words like bullying and hazing and toxic. They've been weaponized and bastardized inside our formations, undercutting commanders and NCOs. No more. Setting, achieving, and maintaining high standards is what you all do. And if that makes me toxic, then so be it. But this does not mean, and this goes for all of us, that
there were big efforts to reduce abusive behaviors. I mean, effort or not, like a lot of the military standards are still fairly abusive. As a vet for basic training specifically, bullying, collective punishment, and smoking standards have softened, which I'm okay with. Well, they're back. The only thing toxic here is this fucking liver. Hasan, don't be a pussy, bro. Bully me. W.
our path to this auditorium on this day was a straight line, or that the conditions of the formations we lead are where we want them to be. You love your country, and we love this uniform, which is why we must do better. We just have to be honest. We have to say with our mouths what we see with our eyes, to just tell it like it is in plain English, to point out the obvious things right in front of us. That's what leaders must do. We cannot go another day without directly addressing the plank in our own eye, without addressing the problems in our own commands and in our own formations. This administration has done a great deal from day one to remove the social justice, politically correct, and toxic ideological garbage that had infected our department, to rip out the politics. No more identity months,
what is that buzzing?
DEI offices, dudes in dresses. No more climate change worship.
The fuck?
No more division, distraction, or gender delusions. No more debris. As I've said before, and will say again, we are done with that shit. I've made it my mission to uproot the obvious distractions that made us less capable and less lethal. That said, the War Department requires the next step. Underneath the woke garbage is a deeper problem, and a more important problem that we are fixing and fixing fast. Common sense is back at the White House, so making the necessary changes is actually pretty straightforward. President Trump expects it. And the litmus test for these changes is pretty simple. Would I want my eldest son, who is 15 years old, eventually joining the types of formations that we are currently wielding? If in any way the answer to that is no, or even yes, but, then we're doing something wrong. Because my son is no more important than any other American citizen who dons the cloth of our nation. He is no more important than your son. All precious souls made in the image and likeness of God. Every parent deserves to know that their son or their daughter that joins our ranks is entering exactly the kind of unit that the Secretary of War would want his son to join.
And then I told Pete, we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military.
Ain't no fucking way, brother. Ain't no fucking way. We should use the dangerous cities as training grounds? Oh my Lord. The audio got even worse, by the way, which is crazy. But this is like fascist lunacy.
National Guard, but military.
We have breaking news. President Trump just made a major announcement. He wants more than just the National Guard deployed to some of the country's biggest cities like Chicago and Portland.
And he wants active military there to, quote, use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds. As you just heard, he later described what he sees in Portland.
Portland, Oregon, where it
Portland,
looks like
Oregon.
a war zone. And I get a call from the liberal governor. Sir, please don't come in. We don't need you. I said, well, unless they're playing false tapes, this looked like World War II anymore. But
now, he later claimed that he sent federal troops to Seattle to stop protests during his first term.
And so you look at some of the things where they took over parts of Seattle. They actually took over a big percentage of Seattle. Think of that. You remember that. That was a while ago. And I sent in the troops and they were gone.
The magazine reports federal officers were deployed to Seattle in 2020, but were quickly withdrawn. Some of our reporters on the ground said they never saw federal troops, only local police.
And the president just wrapped up that speech to military leaders in Virginia. It comes a day after our own state and city leaders sent a stern message to the White House, and they told the president to stay out of Seattle. Fox 13's Sean Chitness live at Seattle City Hall with more on the state's message to the White House. Sean, good morning.
Bill, good morning. And both the mayor of Seattle as well as Washington's attorney general making those comments together before what we just heard from the president and any clear sign that troops are actually coming to Seattle. But even with those most recent comments the president made, both of these leaders saying that they want to be prepared and sharing what they might be able to do to try and stop troops from arriving here, or at least fight that decision. So Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell explaining that he plans to release an executive order with actions the city can take if the Washington National Guard is mobilized. Attorney General Nick Brown says the state is ready to challenge the Trump administration in court, but couldn't say for sure who would have the final call on directing the National Guard, the governor or the president.
Seattle is certainly not war-ravaged, neither is Portland. We do not see anything happening here that would lead or generate an insurrection.
We do not need the federal government bringing in armored vehicles, semi-automatic weapons, military personnel to make, quote-unquote, us safer.
So hundreds of people protested the decision to send troops to Portland outside an ICE facility there. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi reacted to that demonstration by saying they were not peaceful, but radical extremists, and that anyone who threatened or assaulted an officer would be charged federally. But Portland police said that the protest was peaceful and that they only made 2 arrests. President Trump announced over the weekend he was sending troops to Portland, which he called a war-ravaged city. He said they could use full force because ICE facilities are under siege by Antifa and domestic terrorists. So we have reached out to the Washington State Republican Party to see if they have any reaction to what the mayor and the attorney general said here. We're waiting to hear back from them. Live in Seattle, Sean Chitness, Fox 13 News.
Oh, this was one of the funnier moments that took place. This clip I was meaning to get to yesterday, but I simply did not have time to. It's pretty fucking awesome, if we're being real. Okay. Hold on. This is why you should love our bikers. I do love bikers. I do. Nah, fuck cyclists. No, I love cyclists. Okay. Especially when they do shit like this. This is cyclists using their power of being an unlimited nuisance for good. Okay? Cyclists rise up. Cyclists rise up. They are using their power of annoying people for good. W rage bait. W cyclists. Everyone else is a fucking hater. Anyway, wait, there's a suspicious package at the TPUSA event in Utah. Jesus Christ. Okay. As a cyclist, we are only good to society and protest blocking traffic and being annoying to cops. Cars are way more annoying, Hasan. I mean, obviously, I'm Mr. Fuck Cars. Okay. Champagne Cyclist says, let's go. This is your opportunity to shine. Anyway, this video is incredible because it demonstrates how unimaginably fat the Heil Titler Brigade is, okay? We don't have the Gestapo, we have the Fat Stapo. Straight up. It's fucking awesome. Here it is. So he walks up to him and he says, I'm elite. He says something along the lines of like, I'm not a U.S. citizen, really, just agitating them. Okay. The Waffle SS. Yeah. Meal Team 6, baby. Rolls up on him. Says, fuck Donald Trump. He drops his iPhone. And then they start running in his direction. Hey, yo! I fucking love that, dude. That is awesome. Straight up. I mean, that could have been devastating. That could have been devastating for his aura. That would have been generational aura loss, okay? That is, let's be real. That is a risky predicament, okay? You are potentially experiencing generational aura loss if you fuck that up. If you fuck that up, you're absolutely cooked. And yet, he took the risk. He took the risk and he got a generational aura reward. Okay? Let's run that shit back. Respect gained. He drops his phone. One of the ICE agents, heavy risk, but the prize. Oh yeah, the prize. Scared money don't make money law. Yeah, here's a classic, you know. This one's so awesome. That one is so fat. I love that. This is combat readiness, ladies and gentlemen. Demonstrated. This is what happens when you don't have combat readiness for our brave troops. He rolled a crit. Legendary humiliation of a dozen raises hogs. No, it's fucking so good. It's the Jordans in Chicago. Gives them powers. Yeah, for sure. Bro dropped the phone like a fucking luchador and dropping the red flag in front of the bull. You mean matador, right? Is that a luchador? I thought it was a matador. Oh. Just so fucking fat, so out of shape, and so angry, dude. Oh my Lord. I've never in my life seen clumsiness be recycled like that into Matt Aura. Use us clumsy gang are the most impressive we've ever been. The man is a national hero. Yeah, Matador is bulls, luchador is wrestling. Exactly, I knew it right. All right. Also, remember, the reason why they're there is to create an environment of intimidation, okay? Like, that's the only reason why they're there. Here's some more details on this. Hold on. The whole mob tried to trace him down because he dared criticize Trump. You know, this is insane, right? A gang of armed thugs will attack random passerby because they don't like what they say. Like, him being like, I'm undocumented. I'm not a U.S. citizen. He's fucking obviously trying to piss him off. He's like, there's no... I suspect that he is not actually undocumented. But once again, okay? I mean, look at this. Look at this fucking freeze frame, dude. He's just poking the hogs, you know? He's just prodding them a little bit, saying, hey, what are you going to fucking do about it? What are you going to do about it? Tough titties, bitch. Oh, respect. Amazing. Amazing things are happening. High school took their knees in agility. Look at how he's running. Oh, man. We got them feral hogs in the streets. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Philip DeFranco including you in his latest show? What does that mean? Oh my God. Look at them. And they try to surround him too. And they this one's awesome. Look at this one. Look at this one. Oh, huffing and puffing. Oh, so good. So awesome. Just shouts out to that guy. Okay. Shouts out to that guy for making us feel united in these troublesome times. Okay. For once. What are you going to do? You know, what are you going to fucking do? Gay man threatens. Oh yeah. I seen this as well. This gay man is threatening to out Mike Johnson with like his IP and everything. He's threatening to out Mike Johnson's Grindr account. Now I don't know if this is real or not, but I mean, I'm willing to believe it. I'm in my head canon is real, but I think it's just more blue and on shit. Anyway, so congratulations to the brave warrior. Also, then after this was done, they still turned around and did their We work for you. Okay, get the fuck out then. We don't want you to be there. This old racist Polish lady being like, thank you. Thank you for being here. Like, how is this in any way, shape, or form making anybody feel more secure? I see this and I think this is fascism. I look at this and I think this is a sign of insecurity, not a sign of security. I see this is an erosion of democracy, utilizing a unaccountable militarized force to basically kidnap our neighbors, because that's what it is. And it creates a lot of discontent. It creates a lot of resentment. And obviously, that's the reason why wherever these guys go, they get a lot of they get a lot of protesters. They get a lot of people that tell them directly to their face they don't want them there. You're in the new Philly D thumbnail.
Next up, for Prime Day special. But then next up in the news today, it actually starts with a question, and that is, with how crazy things feel in America right now, are you afraid to go to large events in public? Right, connected to that question, we've seen political creators here and there canceling things individually, as well as big creators like Hassan Piker, Valkyrie, Cutie Cinderella, and others announcing that they're going to be skipping TwitchCon later this month over safety concerns. Right, and the latest person to drop out was Hassan, who during a stream announced that he wasn't going to go to the event, and he fleshed out his reasoning.
I missed the social Hassan era. There is unfortunately an obvious setback there because of, one, all the political incidents that have taken place, and two, how those political incidents have had some pretty significant consequences in how much I can go out in the real world and socialize with other people. As I said already, I'm not going to TwitchCon, not because I'm worried about my own safety, but I'm literally not going to TwitchCon because I'm worried about the safety of others. I don't want to put them in the fucking crosshairs if some psycho freak decides, like, I'm going to go there. I'm very publicly not going to TwitchCon for that reason.
Right, and that decision, it came after Valkyrie and Cutie Cinderella made it very clear over the last 2 weeks that they would also not be attending the event, with their initial thoughts popping up on their podcast Whine About It.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I've been so anxious and scared and sad this whole past week with everything that's been going on for multitude
Whine
of
About It
reasons
mentioned.
that I told Cutie, I was like, I'm kind of afraid to go to TwitchCon.
Yeah. We're in a bit of a conundrum with TwitchCon. We may... Listen, it's not... I have...
It's not you, it's us.
It's not you, it's us. I have told... Because we're supposed to do Whine About It live at TwitchCon. Love Twitch for supporting our show. I have given them a soft, hey, we're in a bit of a panic mode right now.
Will we ever stop panicking?
That's the problem. I don't know if
think
we're
we
being...
will.
Because I don't feel... The problem is right now, I don't... Respectfully, I don't feel irrational about it. I feel very...
I think it's valid.
Scared.
Yeah, it just takes one person.
Your stalkers are so upset about you not going, lol. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it online. A lot of people, it went viral on Twitter, and a lot of people basically demonstrated exactly why I was making this decision. Like, it was pretty crazy to see. The thing is, like, with TwitchCon, like, I'm still gonna do public events. Like, I'm obviously gonna be out and about in France and whatnot. And I've always been careful not to, like, reveal whatever public thing I'm doing ahead of time, for a multitude of different reasons. But as far as like a major event where I would be one of the headliners and, like, very publicly saying that I'm going, like TwitchCon, I think that it's just there's too many variables. There are too many variables at play, and it doesn't make sense to put other people in the crosshairs, so to speak. No one, I'm not trying to make a double entendre here, but It just doesn't. It doesn't make a lot of sense to risk other people.
Yeah.
To, you know.
Right, and then they go on to mention Ari Sato, who was a Japanese live streamer that was stabbed to death in the middle of a stream by someone local media called an anti-fan. With things like that, as well as the killing of Charlie Kirk and politicians, it's obviously been at the front of a lot of people's minds, which led to Valkyrie saying last week,
I'm just really uncomfortable with the world right now. Just so you guys know, Cutie and I are not going to TwitchCon anymore. We did back out. America is in a weird spot. Weird things are happening, and it's just, I don't feel safe. I open up, see the news, and then I'm like, holy moly, what is happening?
and in general, there was a sentiment that there's a big overlap of people who hate watch streamers and those who are extremely politically active on platforms like Twitter. And here's how Pokimane put it last week.
Here's the way I view it, especially with all the recent news surrounding Charlie Kirk. And of course, a lot of political talk happens on Twitter. And also for us, people like me, Ray, Cutie, other female streamers, the people who feel the most negative and most like passionately hateful.
Yeah, this is also the other side of it is like there's always a permanent environment of insecurity for female streamers in general because they have like a shit ton of stalkers. And given the way that this kind of activity is conducted online, there's not a lot of great current efforts to create an environment of security. Like there's not really much you can do about cyber stalking and like this kind of shit. So it makes perfect sense for a lot of these people to feel even less safe in this environment, you know?
Towards us also tend to be on Twitter, and the streaming and Twitter community just have a lot of overlap. So sometimes it's just scary. And when you see that kind of negativity, you're like, do I want to tell people where I'm going to be in person? I actually don't know. Don't really like using Twitter too much because I don't. When I look at the replies, I'm like, who are these people talking to? I sure as hell don't think it's me. Like, I'm like, you guys are not my community. How do you even know me? Or you post a selfie, people start losing their shit.
Right, and with that, you had people saying, you know, you can just look to the replies to the news that Valkyrie and QT weren't going to see the overlap. Or with people posting things like, makes sense, dating Hasan puts a huge target on your back because he supports terrorists and call for violence on others. Twitch should ban him. With that appearing to be in reference to claims that Valkyrie and Hasan are dating. Right, and while I don't care or know if that's true, I guess what matters is that the perception is that they are, and it puts her in danger. We also have others like streamer Tectone, who's recently become extremely vocal about culture and politics, seeming to use the opportunity to push the narrative that all the recent shooters are left-leaning and figures like Hasan are to blame. In reaction to Hasan not going to TwitchCon, he wrote, Hasan, you're the one who's causing these consequences the most out of any streamer on the planet.
Tectone talking like a fucking school shooter is so crazy because like he literally is like, now you're too afraid to show face after saying everyone was overreacting. What a lying bitch pussy made, in air quotes, man. And it's like, dude, why are you talking like if I go to TwitchCon, you're the one who's going to try and shoot me? Like, what the fuck is this dork doing? He tweets about you all the time. I mean, he should, you know, I'm glad that there's something keeping him busy, you know? And he's not like harassing like a random trans content creator or a random woman on the internet. You know, I'll take that. I'll shoulder that for everybody else. Didn't you destroy this man in basketball when he was when I did the OTK thing? Yes, I did. The answer to your question is yes. I did do that. Please come to school tomorrow ad posting. Yeah.
Platform. Hasan and people like Hasan have been pushing violent rhetoric and supporting terrorists for years. He knows the dangers he has caused for others. He's now too afraid to face the very beast he's created. And along with
bro went to the LA riots, but TwitchCon is too much for him. Yeah, exactly. It goes to show that obviously for me, it's not a matter of my own fucking safety. It's a matter of the safety of others. And also, what do you mean you created this beast? it's ironic because this is quite literally part of the reason why I think like some dumb fuck who's a Rape Tone fan is going to take matters in their own hands because they're like, oh, I know Hasan is going to TwitchCon. I'm going to fucking make a name for myself. And then accidentally end up shooting a bunch of other fucking people that are attending TwitchCon. That's the reason why I'm not going. How are people blaming you for your own stalking and death threats? I mean, this is proof as to why, you know, it doesn't make sense for me to fucking go to TwitchCon. This is like the whole point. This is literally the reason. Like, what kind of fucking statement is this? And it's such a crazy situation because, like, you know, I have to make a public statement about it so that, you know, I discourage psychos from fucking attending. And meanwhile, I'm making a public statement about it, making it clear that it's not about even my own personal safety, but the safety of others because of people like Tectone. Okay? Because of this kind of sentiment that you hear all over the internet. If you look at my fucking replies, you see it, right? So many people are just like, oh, I can't wait for the government to deport you, arrest you. I'm going to come and shoot you in the fucking head, shit like that. But like, obviously, if the sea of death threats, obviously if the sea of death threats discouraged me, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, right? You can't, you know, I have a policy of not letting fear guide my life or guide my commentary. Having said that, even the additional, you know, statement here shows that it's not about my own personal safety necessarily, but the safety of others.
But a number of people mocking the idea that Hasan was comfortable going to a protest, which inherently have a level of risk, and now
This guy LARPs as a revolutionary but wants to stay home during TwitchCon so he can stream and make more money. A tale as old as time, says Destiny. Oh, once again, I don't even LARP as a revolutionary. I'm a fucking Twitch streamer. This is a statement that my haters have applied to me. Once again, they are setting the standards that they made up for me on their own, in their own minds, only to turn around and say, you're not abiding by those standards. But once again, yeah, TwitchCon is the revolutionary activity that I should be engaging in.
doesn't want to go to TwitchCon. So then with that, you had others pushing back a counterpoint saying that things have dramatically changed in America since then, as well as the fact that Hasan says that he's doing this to protect his fans. But no matter where you stand on this, what you're seeing is Twitch trying to reassure people that the event will be perfectly safe, with CEO Dan Clancy saying on a live stream,
just in terms of safety and security at TwitchCon in light of recent events.
Yeah, I've been shot at fucking ICE protests, man. The fuck are we talking about? Also, Philip DeFranco literally posted the idiotic take from a dude who is not only in the crosshairs himself currently, but also someone who Philip DeFranco personally covered, issuing a death threat against me literally a week prior to this. Like, Sex Pestany unironically said a straightforward death threat, issued a straightforward death threat to me directly, and Philip DeFranco covered it. That was like, what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? I mean, yeah, it's just so stupid. So, in any case, as I've made clear, this is one of the more high-profile large events that I would be a part of. The Epstein take is at the top threat on LSF, by the way, posted by the guy that was in here a week or two ago screeching at you, who regularly posts threats on you on LSF. These cultists are the worst. I mean, they got no motion. That's why they're doing it. They're chirping into the fucking wild. They are trying to do their very best to smear, to slander, to professionally misunderstand the point I was making. It is what it is. They got no motion overall. They just have like their own little echo chambers on the internet where they just screech into the fucking wind over and over again. There are obviously much larger issues at play here. And I think a lot of people, when they realize what the government is doing, what the administration is doing, what things look like in the fucking real world, will inevitably notice that these guys are just simply fighting the wrong battles. Okay? That's it. Like, even their audiences will eventually recognize, like, why are we fucking yelling at this dude? Even in this very moment. Like, why are we doing that? There's fucking active military on the streets of the United States of America in our neighborhoods. And I'm over here fucking yelling about some random Twitch streamer. It's stupid.
Now he doesn't want to go to TwitchCon. So then with that, you had others pushing back a counterpoint saying that things have dramatically changed in America since then, as well as the fact that Hasan says that he's doing this to protect his fans. But no matter where you stand on this, what you're seeing is Twitch trying to reassure people that the event will be perfectly safe, with CEO Dan Clancy saying on a live stream,
just in terms of safety and security at TwitchCon in light of recent events. So I want to be very clear. We take security at our events like TwitchCon extremely seriously. Every year, we build on a successful approach to TwitchCon safety and security, particularly as we become aware of new or emerging security or safety challenges. So we have teams focused on this year round.
With Clancy then going on to add how they limit who can attend and try to force attendees to behave appropriately with agreements in place when you buy a ticket. But that is, you had big community figures like Asmon Gold not buying that. Or with Asmon pointing to an incident that happened last year at TwitchCon, writing, last year, NMP Lol and Wake were sexually assaulted by a streamer, and Twitch didn't press charges or pursue any form of legal action against him. If I was a woman, I would never go to TwitchCon. But with all that said, as this whole situation continues to develop, I'd really love to know your thoughts and reactions here. Because one is, do you feel safe in public? Do you feel safe in public going to any sort of these events? And then also, if you were a public figure at all, like, would you be making appearances at events like TwitchCon or maybe some sort of political conference? Where's your head at right now? I'd love to hear from you. But then next up in the news, Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu have agreed on a plan for Gaza. And if
the streamer was also harassing other people before they assaulted Nick and Wake, yeah. On the other hand, we have Hasan saying he doesn't want to endanger people. On the other side, we have a random Twitter user, a sex pest, and a rapist. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I mean, that's the Philip DeFranco guarantee. Okay, he's gonna cover it like that, no matter what. It is what it is. It was classic. These captions were edited by someone in the team. They write your name as Hasan. No, guys, come on. You're focusing on the wrong shit.
Hamas.
Okay, you've just been filled in. All right. Why do you think everyone just completely forgot that D is a pedo? I know LSF is deleting comments about that, but it's crazy. I think in this day and age, there's too many things to focus on, and people just don't give a shit, I guess. It is what it is. I don't know if they've forgotten. I think many people don't even know because it doesn't actually reach... like, if Sex Destiny had the same, like, dedicated cyber stalking team that he represents for someone like myself, I think anywhere and everywhere he went, people would be... anywhere and everywhere where he went, people would be relitigating that over and over again. But I do think that there's also a broader issue here with just people demonstrating horrible behavior in general, with very few repercussions for it, from Dr. Kids Inspect all the way down to Sex Destiny. I think a lot of people just don't give a shit. You know, I mean, look at fucking Pete HEGSETH. Pete HEGSETH himself is the fucking Secretary of War. There's an environment of protection around people who behave like this. It's just, it is what it is, you know? It's kind of like the Trump effect, if you want to call it that. Yeah, there's a couple things I wanted to cover here. Obviously, I got here. We'll do the Amon, the Legend of Ethan Klein from Amon Animation. This was a big This was a big deal for many in this community, for the unemployed. I mean, shouts out to Amon. Obviously, I'm a fan of his work. Let's take a look.
We are being sued for copyright infringement, and it's been hanging over our lives like a cloud these past months.
Yeah.
We are being sued by Bold Guy, aka Matt Haas Zone. We did our thing and we made a reaction video about him on our second channel, Ethan and Eli. And I think the heart and soul of this is like that he doesn't like that we made fun of him, and so he's suing us.
Wow, Ethan, great moves. Keep it up. Proud of you.
Oh, hi there. It's me, your old friend, Ethan Klein. It's been a while since we've last spoken. In that time, I've had 3 kids, all boys. I've lost 100 pounds, and I've pissed off 75% of the internet. Probably a lot of you guys too. I started a show a couple of years ago with my acquaintance, Hassan Piker, the Leftovers podcast, which we made broadly.
Okay, bro. Really? Why am I catching strays again, bro? Amon, stop presenting me like I have a tiny head, okay? I do not have a tiny head. I have a normal-sized head. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Okay? This is bullshit. I have a normal size head. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows I have the best head size that has ever existed in the history. From the standpoint of sizes, I've got the best sized head. I'm suing him.
To goof on the antics of the right. And we went on making the show for about 2 years and everything was good. Everyone was having fun, the audience was having fun, no problem. That was until this happened.
From the river to the sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
And over time I started to learn that my co-host, he really likes terrorists.
I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
I can't believe how unimaginably racist the presentation of this real context puke was, and how many fucking people actually fell for it too. Like, if the number is more than one person that watched that and went, you know what, this is scary, that is really damaging for where we're at. Okay? That is really, really damaging for where we're at in society. So, I mean, obviously it wasn't like a super consequential thing. Having said that, however, it did hurt my soul to see so many white liberals think like, no, this man is the true voice for the Palestinian liberation movement, and this other scary Muslim guy seemingly loves terrorism. It just goes to show how clip chimps affect discourse. I mean, not really. You mean damning? Well, damning, yes, not damaging. You're right. It was so crazy because that whole video was deep fried and mostly unintelligible. I saw a thread on their subreddit about how someone casually showed it their group of friends. Slowly but surely, they started seeing that you were a terrorist. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they unironically think that this, like, very obvious targeted smear campaign, especially in this day and age when, like, most people have actually realized that I was advocating for what they also now see as the truth. It's crazy that there are still people who go like, I'm pro-Palestine, but honestly, like, this Hassan guy who was there from the start was actually doing it in the wrong way. If only he was doing it in the right way, then things would be different. And the right way would be if I guess, was saying what I was saying, but also wasn't Muslim and my name wasn't Hassan. I guess that would be the right way to do it, right? Because, like, he's done this kind of shit to all of his naysayers, but obviously it has like a way less successful approach when it's like Sam Cedar. When he calls Sam Cedar a token Jew, most people, even in his audience, were like, okay, dude, calm down. Or when he does this to like Matt Lieb, right? Like when he tries to hit people in the same, with the same fucking rhetoric, when he tries to do that to like Jewish people, obviously more people look at that and go, I don't know about this, right? To be fair, saying shit like Houthis are very musical people are kind of cringe. I know. I should have been saying that Houthis were actually demonstrating the only fucking dignified response by being the only country in the fucking region that actually stood up against the genocidal apartheid regime of Israel instead of saying that they were musical people. Do you think that was my only commentary about the Ansar Allah regime? Do you still have this level of resentment towards that statement? Are you fucking delusional to what has happened since then? Yeah, they are following the standards set by the West in terms of international rules, okay? They are the only ones who are seemingly abiding by the idea that genocide is unacceptable, and the entity that is causing this genocide must at the very least, suffer financial repercussions. Go ahead. And yes, many countries in the region, not just Yemen, do make musicals. Who gives a shit? Yeah, I'm not ashamed of what I've said. I don't give a fuck. I don't think it's cringe at all. Come on, go ahead. Talk to me. Talk to me. What do you have to say?
And then I had a terrifying vision. Had I been duped? Was Hasan presenting a Trojan horse to my community, where he was just a left-leaning Democrat like myself, and as he said in the previous video, was funneling them into radicalization and turning them against me?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude. The irony of this clip compilation aspect, by the way, was me talking about how liberals get duped by Republicans. Think about that for a second. I addressed all of this, obviously, when I was doing the dismantling and the disarming of the context puke.
I learned how much he hates liberals.
Dude, I hate liberals, dude. I do. I hate them. I hate them so viciously.
Did he secretly despise me this whole time?
I'm sorry, dude. I hate liberals so much.
Did this man sit next to me for 2 years and pretend to be my friend? What else is someone this sociopathic capable of?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet.
Was I being manipulated this whole time?
Hello everybody, this is Ethan Klein, host of the H3 show. Alright, so obviously I'm about to have a really uncomfortable conversation about Hasan. And, you know, I wanted to do a really fun episode about Twilight today, but blame it on the anti-Semites. The openness and brazenness with anti-Semitism has left me no choice. I have no choice. But I'm hallucinating, according to Hasan. Well, let's see if I'm hallucinating. The big story breaking right now is that since October 7th, Twitch has blocked the entire country of Israel from making new accounts. Secretly, silently, no statement, no explanation.
Yes. It turns out he was hallucinating that. For those of you who don't know, that was quite literally a hallucination.
Has blocked an entire fucking country. How does that happen? The word Israel is considered a invalid word when you're trying to make an account. User from Israel.
You know what?
But hold on. Before you answer.
Yeah.
But why does then both Palestine and Hamas are acceptable? This guy's name is I Love Hamas 123, that word. Yeah. Well, apparently that's dope. In Hasan, it's by Hasan, and in his community, I Love Hamas 123 is just another member of his community. I'm being real. It's just way too many coincidences. Hasan is on the homepage of that website every time I go there.
He's the most viewed live streamer live right now.
Yeah, because they keep putting him at the top fucking page every day.
Yeah, but yeah.
And nobody, what's crazy is there's nobody on the entire platform to call him out. Nobody. They've all been banned. They've all been banned. Nobody. There's no.
Well, thank God there were people. Asmongold. For the record, there are people. Asmongold.
Not a single dissenting voice with his fucking straight up radical anti-American.
Oh, by the way, all of these clips are real. Obviously, they're real things that Ethan has said that he's just, as Amon does. Like, none of this is like AI or anything. This is all real fucking statements that he's made. He's just obviously making the images.
American, anti-Semitic, fucking pro-China, pro-Russia, pro-terrorism takes. This is fringe, psychotic shit that is not normal. And it is the only acceptable voice on Twitch. Explain that to me. How is there not one dissenting voice on that entire platform?
Snails are kind of doing the thing that people meme about, like docking penises, basically.
I don't know what that means.
Docking, when two guys get together and like one has a circumcised penis and the other one doesn't. And then the non-circumcised penis you like put into the circumcised penis, basically. Like you unfold the uncircumcised part of the penis, like the tip, and then you put the circumcised penis in it like this, like a spaceship docking.
And they just touch? It's not like...
It's kind of like that.
Is that sexual or is that just a joke?
I don't know.
I don't think that it's like that at all.
This is Nazi shit! S-tier race? Are you fucking kidding me? And they're trying to run defense. Hasan and all these fucking people are running defense for this shit. I have spent every waking moment on this project.
Except for when you take care of your kids, right?
I don't think Hasan knows what's coming. I feel it might be one of the best takedown videos of all time. It's coming together, but I've never been faced with such a daunting task. I find myself overwhelmed with the quantity of footage, and I have tried everything to avoid
7, 6,
launching this nuclear
5,
bomb.
4.
But Hasan has
3,
continually provoked
2,
me
1,
and forced my
0.
hand.
Are you going to be watching Ethan's content nuke? The answer is, of course not.
The title of the show is Hasan and Goons Are Evil, Cowardly Liars. Now, I, once again, am looking to not, to move on past it. Yeah, I'm just going to get into the Hasan stuff. This is the result of Hasan's activism. Hasan Piker, Hasan, propagandist, lying scumbag, terrorist supporter. Hasan's the type of dude who watches himself in the mirror when he has sex. He probably sets up a mirror and jerks off watching himself.
I don't want to think about that, man.
Think about it. Hasan dropped new merch today, guys. What a dumb, cringy fucking tryhard. Please, can we just all point and make a circle around him and point?
Okay, I didn't see how hard he was going. Like, I just saw every now and then the Instagram stories, and I didn't know the magnitude of the story posting until it was presented to me. And it was so insane that even in our debate, if you can call it that, he couldn't believe it. He was like, "You're lying. You must be lying." And then he couldn't comprehend that it was the truth. I don't get how this level of obsession was not read by fans of the show, and perhaps even former fans of mine that were still fans of Ethan, as anything but like an unhealthy obsession. How do you look at this and go, this is normal behavior? I love that. I guess there's the reason why his view count just fucking plummeted over the course of the last year. And then he just ended up picking up like a bunch of hanger-ons that also were excited at the prospect of like that fuck Hasan, that juicy, delicious fuck Hasan content.
And laugh. Can we please just fucking point and laugh at him? And why is this? Why do we allow this? This should be illegal, and nobody cares. Somebody, please! It's insanely pathetic.
I'm about to hit Celestial, Nate. Where you at?
Celestial?
Yeah.
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
That's what it's called, right? The one after Grandmaster.
All right, where were we? I wanted to say Hasan is the human embodiment of the Che Guevara shirt sold at Hot Topic. He is that personified.
Were you thinking about that in the bathroom?
I did.
Yeah.
I would love to open the stream, but I think things are too contentious. The hallucinations start to feel a lot more real.
Oh, I can't wait. They're going to say this is the most anti-Semitic. They're going to say this is anti-Semitic, I suspect.
It's a little catty and weird, considering I feel like our
it's even crazier that these are real clips, bro. That is fucking nutty. That is nutty.
conflict at this point runs so deep. But I'm gonna pull it up anyway. Fuck it. I'm just
out of context would be to talk to me face to face instead of just watching me on a 30-second delay on your stream.
Wait, that's what I'm. Wait. How does he know I'm watching already?
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up.
Come on, Ethan, wake up.
Oh my God, it's Sam Cedar. What a fucking nightmare.
This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake up.
That is not anti-Semitism. The fact of the matter is this conflation is dangerous for Jews. It is a way of weaponizing anti-Semitism that has enabled Donald Trump to do the shit he's doing, that has enabled the slaughter of thousands upon thousands of children and women and men for that matter. And this type of conflation, Ethan, is what I find far more irresponsible, frankly.
Docking when two guys get together and like one has a certain size penis.
And I hope people bear in mind, never forget, as this war rages on, just remember why I'm doing this. Because every one of you motherfuckers that I said I'm coming for, that I hold responsible, guess what? It's only a matter of time. I can't wait for videos crying, Ethan's suing me, Ethan's stalking me, Ethan's all this. Yup! I'm doing all that! Here's the thing, Anissa and Ian. I just want you to know. I want you guys to know something. Look at me. This is me. I win, you lose. And you will continue to lose. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm not done. I'll never be done. I will never be done with you. That's how much you've betrayed me and how much I want you to know how much you lose and I win. Do you understand, Anissa? And I'm not even talking to iDubbbz anymore. He's insignificant. He's gone. I want you to understand
dude.
Ah, hello there. It's been some time, hasn't it? If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to see some behind-the-scenes videos and tutorials for just $1 or $2, be sure to check out my Patreon linked below. Let me quickly thank my top patrons. S.E. J. Nero, M. Kind Duff, Eagle Senator, Ben Masters, Noms Tomsky, Hunter Fernandez, Dennis,
Scroll up
Sebastian
to see the
Vitale,
top
Alfred
donor at the
Jacob,
right.
Cinema Gay, Uncle Dave, Summer 13, The Irony Giants, Curio, Darth Sunshine, Overa, Dan F. Ferrars, Tom Servo 5, Saddle 88, Jerkwad Jerk Squad, Seth Baker, Milton Friedman, Carl Sagan Deluxe, Dystopia, Weregamer, Gustavo Aguilar, Holland Randall, Luke Stein, Kaylee Vision, Scry Gordons, Randolino, KH, CHB, Brandon Scott, No Need for Talks.
If I could go back in time, what would I do differently with respect to leftovers? I would have never done it. 100%.
The real world events ended up outpacing me beyond what I ever anticipated.
I would have never done it.
I will be making a big video on Trump, Elon, Epstein, and everything else that happened this year as my next big project. I may make more than just that, but that's the plan.
It's
been
caused
4 years now since Sam
untold amounts, incalculable amounts of harm.
Helped me raise funds to get a powerful computer. To this day, I am deeply grateful for your help. It changed my life, and I'll keep going as long as I can.
It doesn't
my
matter,
power
man.
has finally been restored. So thank you all.
I know there's plenty of people here that found me through leftovers, but it has caused incalculable amounts of harm, drew the ire and anger and resentment of a person who, no matter what the cost was to his mental health, his sanity, or even his own finances, he has unleashed a torrent of hatred, Islamophobia. He has caused unimaginable harm, not just to myself, which, his impact on someone like myself has been limited, but untold amounts of harm to people that were simply in the crosshairs because of their loose association with me. It's just, he is such a vindictive person. I really, 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 it's a nightmare scenario for all of those involved. I mean, think about Casey Tron, Frogan, Rafi, all of the people that are a part of Denims, all the people that are a part of the enemies list that they concocted and attacked so viciously. With Casey Tron, I don't even have an association with Casey Tron. It just stems from the fact that he was collaborating with Destiny at the time, and Destiny fucking hates Casey Tron. Yeah, going after Cutie, going after so many fucking people, went after the entire platform that I'm on. And still to this day, I think, goes after the platform aggressively, goes after Mike, went after Sean the Black. Anyone who is even remotely associated with me or represents my ideological predisposition, like a goddamn lunatic, like a heat-seeking missile. He has just relentlessly fucking went after them. Ian and Anissa. I get that he feels as though his cause is just, but it's just when you have unlimited funds and you have one of the most fragile egos, you just create this environment of harassment. Taylor Lorenz, there are so many people. There are too many people to mention, dude. People in the chat are talking about all of these people that I haven't even brought up. Caroline, yeah. Kat Timbarge. I didn't really think about how much Ethan Klein's content revolves around ordained enemies, designated enemies of the show. And how much of it is basically like cyber stalking and snark, ironically enough. I mean, yeah, he threatened to sue random anonymous Redditors, man. Former fans of his. Go to 1336 in the video. Look at his top donor. Is it Ethan Klein? Because I think he had at a certain point. Yep. Thank you, donors, Ethan Klein. He's lost like producers in the process. It's just nothing seems to stop him. And all of this, the irony, of course, is that all of this could have been avoided if he just wasn't like, if he just didn't take it personally that people were responding to his output. And if he just listened to his, at the time, friend and podcast co-host who had his best interest in mind. Ethan subpoenaed Reddit for the identity of mods of multiple subreddits. Reddit moved to quash it. Yeah, Noah Sampson. And now when all is said and done, he's trying to do reputation laundering. And, you know, I love a good story of rehabilitation. I just don't think this is an earnest attempt here. But even if he were to present himself as an earnest attempt, he could win a lot of goodwill by just like dropping his pursuit. Chris Kunzler, Vanilla Mace. Oh my Lord. In your estimation, is there anything that could encourage him to drop the lawsuits at this point? No, I don't think so, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what would do it. I mean, if this didn't do it, like, because this video is a bunch of real moments from his fucking, a bunch of real moments from his broadcast. Like, it's just, I guess maybe like tuning out and going to therapy would probably be helpful, but I don't know. I mean, anything I say, he's going to see as like a slight against him, a slight against his personality, because he just has it in his mind that he has this righteous cause that he's pursuing. Anyway. Also, the help out any of the individuals Ethan is suing here, Frogan, Case-Tron, and Denims' GoFundMe's. He added in the description. Unfortunately, Ethan is surrounded by enablers. No, I don't. That's not the fucking. Come on. Don't take away any of the responsibility away from him. He's 40 years old. He's a 40-year-old man. He's got kids. You know what I mean? Like, this is his own goddamn decision. He's a grown man. He's not a baby. He's not a child. He's doing this on his own. Why does Reddit have an obsession of finding old clips of you and framing the narrative around it to make you look bad? It's just the only fucking tool that they have at their tool belt, at their disposal. Especially when things are much older, it's harder to explain the surrounding context. That's why they do it. There are a lot of content creators who have this level of obsession. Is man weird they're working overtime? I know. There are a lot of content creators who have this level of obsession with what I've done so far. And they have audiences filled to the brim with sycophants, jobless people. There's an entire industrial hate complex that is designed around, for free, trying to actively engage in some kind of smearing operation. Even though it doesn't work, because like it ends up causing people to, for every For every 5 people that see those clips out of context, there are usually like 2 to 3, in my experience, that come in here to see if there's any veracity to this framing. And then those people realize that this is actually a smear job. And then they realize that they've been duped. So it is what it is. The only thing you can do in this situation is just to keep pushing and keep advocating for the values that you believe. Did the view count go down? I don't think so. What do you mean? Anyway, veracity means truthfulness. There are a lot that do not check if your haters say is a lie or not. I know, but in my experience, what I have realized is that over the course of history, as long as I continue advocating for the things that I believe in, people, even if they have a negative association with me due to the endless amounts of negatively framed clips that they've seen, will accidentally watch a take of mine that they actually appreciate. And then their journey of learning about what I actually was representing starts at that moment. This is what I have seen. Like there are a lot of people who will be like, I fucking hate this guy, right? I fucking hate this guy. I've seen so many bad clips of him, right? And I don't expect them to like tune into a broadcast or anything. But there are so many issues that I speak on where eventually they land on one that they care about personally. And then they realize that maybe they were misguided, duped by people. I see it all the time. I see it happening all the fucking time. My cousin just told me Sunday how he was wrong about you and agrees with you a lot more than he thought. Being an Asmongold viewer, lol. Yeah. I just feel like the internet doesn't really facilitate this kind of genuine reflection and change. Yes, it doesn't. But it also doesn't matter. Because there's always going to be people that fucking hate you. There's nothing you can do about it. Especially when you have a very dedicated audience of haters that are working all the time. Working in real time, every single moment. Actively trying to present your worldview as bad or silly, actively trying to present you as a hypocrite, and leaning on pre-existing stereotypes as well. Leaning on pre-existing stereotypes like Islamophobia or false notions and false understandings of what socialism is meant to represent. And if the broader audience of Americans already have that mindset, then they are much easier to dupe. All you can do is just keep pushing. It is what it is, you know? Your haters are really weird and vicious. I've seen multiple medium-sized streamers that are in those stages of trying to appeal to their chat's vibes, and every time they see you in a video, for example, your haters in the chat would immediately spam the chat with how much they hate you, so that streamer wouldn't ever engage or watch anything with you. It's crazy. I know. It is what it is. You only do that if you have no worldview, if you have no design, if you have no plans for a better future. So all you do is just like sit around and try to take out those who you have declared enemies of yourself. It is what it is. Anyway, I have to leave because I have to fly out to France for GP Explorer. But that's all I got for today. Like I said, I had a short stream lined up. Okay, literally a half day Hasi, as I've told you. Tomorrow when I'm live, I will be live from France. I'm planning on potentially participating in a protest in France as well. Maybe some IRL streams when I'm out there with Jean-Luc Mélenchon or some others. And yeah, and then in the weekend, I'm going to be doing my regular news coverage from France, as I have always done. But on the weekend, I am going to be live broadcasting as the English broadcast alongside Pokimane, GP Explorer. Myself and Pokimane will be the English broadcasters on the weekend for GP Explorer. So that's going to be an exciting opportunity. It's going to be an incredible event that a lot of people will be watching, of course. And I'll be live at the regular time that I normally will be live at. But for the GP Explorer event, I'll obviously be live earlier. So yeah. Anyway, as always, love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow from France. Vive la France.
Hey, I'm just doing this to sound like Bo Burnham in the beginning.
Okay.
I'm chillaxing the chat, so hi.
Le peace.
Stunning lo-fi introduction, starting off the day. All the chatter's trickling in, hostile people hey. Sunny Los Angeles, California, says Hasan. The stun lock to the stun lock to the topic's just begun. There he is again, Hasan is streaming. Hasan is streaming. There he is again. Hasan is streaming. Hasan is streaming. Reviewing the P.O. box, Uncle Uger's face. Sudden discord agitprop, gray names take on race. Tiny Bernie Sanders, LGBTQ Air Force. The whole left at your fingertips, and Anya out your door. The H3 Crowder debate, the Young Turks online show. 3 full fucking years of this, and plenty more to go. 90-day fiance talks of champagne bourgeoisie. A Trump rally live reaction, a mass riot in DC. There he is again, Hasan is streaming. Hasan is streaming. There he is again, Hasan is streaming. Hasan is streaming. Reading live stream fail comments, Austin show chat advice. In all the ways the right-wing pipeline can suck you in online. JCS react lord, frame gets broken, cover blown. A full-blown mass pandemic, months of streaming in your home. Total radicalization coming out to find the system you were taught to trust in was broken the whole time.